And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another week, another edition of ESL Open Cup Americas, Papi Americas. It is good to be back. It's good to be back here once again. Of course, I'm a coach VIP, and with me I'm joined by these lovely players, the people in the chat as well, and hopefully everything is stable this time. We were live yesterday, we were live last night with the ESL Open Cup Asia, and we weren't able to cast the entire thing. We were only able to cast a couple of matches. Oh, we're cheesing. We were only able to cast a couple of matches, but we're here, we're back with Americas, and hopefully everything is smooth sailings from here on out. And here we go in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. And in the top left, going for a 13-12, we have his opponent. I think it was a 13-12, representing Berserker Esports. Oh, a new team. It is OP Zesty. I believe it was a 13-12 variation. My apologies if it wasn't, as I was just waking up. But regardless, aggression is upon us. Link speed is on the way. It was a gas first. Regardless, here to just rush into aggression, and we are looking to cheese out Dark. Now, we have seen Dark fall to a couple of things in the past. We have seen him struggle against players like Eric before, but Eric, he was more chaotic, less so just straight up aggressive, but more like difficult to read in the mid game. So it was a bit of a different dynamic overall. So yeah, I'm curious. I mean, so far the Lings, they do avoid the Overlord. So far, good movement here from Zesty, and we can actually head towards straight in towards that natural base. We're going to be flooding more Lings. Bathing Nest is on the way again, just because of the gas first. We're just doubling down here. We're completely all in. Lings have arrived, and Dark is now aware of what's been going on. Is going to be pulling back. Dark throwing down a safety spine crawler in that mineral line. Because of the 13-12, he should be giving up the natural. The natural, he shouldn't really fight for it, and you can see him here. I love the surface area as well because of oh my god. Because of the spawning pool. I mean, we have a nicely tucked away spine crawler here on the right hand side. Reduced surface area can deal with anything coming up this ramp very nicely here. So here we go. Link speed has kicked in. Bailey's going to be coming in as well. Dark comes in from behind, trying to dive on top of the Bailey. He will get one. More freaking Bailing is going to go down. We do get a nice surround here. That's a kill, not a cancel on that on that spine crawler. One Bailing connects with one Bailing is not good enough to kill drones. We do end up holding the main base. It looks like we're trying to get us surrounded. The Queen should get surrounded. The second Queen is under threat as well. Dark being a little bit greedy here, but oh, he will not be punished. There's only four Lings left. Dark is holding, and he wants to hold on to his natural as well. Oh my god. I mean, so far we have bled out a lot of Lings already. Zesty gonna be expanding, transitioning out of this. Ay. Again, he was completely all in. He's only on 11 workers. He's still not droning, still making another wave of Lings. We have one Bailing, another Bailing on the way. The spine crawler has been set up, and with good target firing again, this Bailing should not connect. Link speed is kicked in. Dark is getting across the map, ignoring this army. The Queen overextending a little bit, but we're going to be able to back off. And back at home, Zesty has joined up a little bit, has gone up to 13 workers. Another Queen is going to get caught out, is going to get surrounded. I not like this. And yeah, from here it's going to be a rough road to recovery for our blue Zerg player. Our red back at home, going to be joining, going to be saturating his bases quite nicely. We have a Bailey Nest now on the way after the defense. Didn't even need it, which again, impressive. He was able to end up defending his natural base, going up to 20 workers at this point, getting further ahead. Now this is still going to come down to control. This can still go either way here as we catch another Bailing. No! Bailing goes down. There's one Bailing left here for Zesty. Where is it exactly? It's back across the map. It's across the map. Never mind. As it's not here at home. As we get into the mineral line, boys are being pulled, losing some mining time here. We get some drones. No! 2 workers go down. Not like this. Not like this. As the Lings, they do end up forcing back the army. We have a couple of offensive Bailings on the way now for Dark. There's still that one Bailing remaining here for Zesty, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, now up to 4. 3 Bailings here back at home. We got that 1 Bailing here out on the map. Oh my god, the Bailing connection too good though. A big chunk of Lings do go down. The Bailing. Another Bailing gets picked off, and again, it's still an uphill battle. Now, because we're still in the Ling main portion of the game, this can still go either way. Do you want to believe? The Bailings are getting picked off. Good connection once again here from Dark. He has 1 Bailing remaining. And he can dive on the army. Even dive on top of the Queen. As he picks up another drone, and every drone counts. 2 more drones go down. At this stage of the game, like, every drone is so precious. Dark has got double the work count of his opponent. Still no Roach War, and still just relying on the Ling Bane. Which again is a risky thing to do, but so far Dark is keeping up. He has to distract, he has to protect these Bailings, and it looks like he will. He does drag Zesty away. We do have a Bailing here on the right hand side. But again, overall, Dark is just buying time here for this Bailing, for his own Bailings. No, the manual detonation! Oh my god, the manual detonation gets baited out. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. And Dark is going to break on through, busting into the mineral line. Once again, just zoning away the Lings, making it that much more difficult to control. Oh no! Bailey's take off, trading 2 for 2. And behind this, again, we've just been chilling. There we go. There's the Roach Warren now on the way. Again, fully saturated on these 2 bases, soon to be taking gases. 3rd base, about to finish up as well. Oh my god. As we have Lings trying to get the hell out of there. Looks like 1 Bailing goes off on, was that 3-4 Lings, but there's nothing else back at home. The Queen's going to be going down, and that should be all she wrote. Again, it was just rough sailings here for Zesty after the failed 13-12, after the failed all-in, and this has just been, yeah, just, oh god, trying to come back. GG is called, and Dark will take game number 1. GG. Again, really impressive defense here from Dark. Really impressive what he was able to accomplish with so little as well. Like the confidence, Bobby. Oh my god. Oh, my apologies. I'll fix this up. But yeah, the confidence of of Dark coming into this, and of his defense as well. Just to give the Bailing Nest to just go straight Bailing speed, Link speed, into of course his 2 Spine Crawlers. Again, really good positioning with that spawning pool as well. Sorry, just getting some of the other casters in here. Let's go as we get ready for game number 2. But yeah, the control as well to able to shut him down. Again, really impressive stuff, and we'll see what the plan of Zesty is going to be here in game number 2. As we're going to be loading into Site Delta. Now, the other thing that I wasn't too fond of, like on the one hand, because this was done on Hecate, we were able to hide it. We were able to hide it from Dark for a very long time, which was again really well done. But the rush distance by ground is a little bit longer, especially on a map like this. So yeah, we'll see what the plan is going to be. And this time I'll keep a better eye on the drone counts. As for now, in the top left hand corner of Site Delta, we have the South Korean Zerg player leading the series 1-0, representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. And in the bottom right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Zerg player representing Berserker Esports. It is Zesty. OP Zesty. I'm unsure what he prefers. And once again, okay, this time it's going to be a 14. This time it was a 14 pool here. Sorry, 15 pool even out of Zesty. See, now just drones up. So it's going for a pool first variation. I don't know how I like this. He could end up going gasless. I'm curious. He's going to be going pool hatch, followed by potentially gas here from Zesty. Now this isn't a bad map to go 2-base Roach. Once I see this opener, like again, if we delay our gases even further here, like I'm not opposed to 2-base Roach here. on-site delta, so that may be the play here. I'll just take advantage of the map itself. Sorry, I'm just turning off my alarms. my apologies. One momento. They are turning off. As I say that though, Zesty is still going for a delayed gas. So it was a pool hatch gas opener here from Zesty. Again, the gases are still going to be delayed. So because they're so late, it may just be worth skipping link speed and going 2-base roach from here. That's kind of my thought process currently, as we're not really prioritizing here, but we're going to be rallying in. Links are going to be moving out. They're going to be avoiding that overlord. Again, it's only a handful of links, not the biggest commitment here. Can chip away at the natural, can maybe get a drone. That's the ideal here, is for these links to get a drone kill. See if they can pull it off. Meanwhile, back at home, Dark is just getting into his spawning pool, getting into his queens. Does take note of the opener, does see how late the hatchery is, so he does pull back. Pulls back his drones. Keeps them safe and sound. Lings, they slide into the main base where the queen is still on the way. And how good is the drone drilling here of Dark? So far, can he keep his workers alive? And the answer so far is yes. Does force this back. And will race back home. So again, so far, solid defense here from our red Zerg player. And we're turning our defense into an offense here as the spawning pool is thrown down. 12 more lings are on the way, and Dark is going for a counter all-in. I actually really like this. So again, he knows that gas is late for his opponent. He's aware of the pool first, and Zesty is very vulnerable at the moment. He is skipping ling speed, as we mentioned. He is going 2-base roach, rushing into a lair, and he has no wall. We need to prioritize this wall here and now because Dark is going all in. He's going for a massive lane flood across the map. Zesty rushing into a lair here on 2 bases. Now his wall is on the way, but his wall is going to be very vulnerable. It's going to be very low HP, very low health. Here come those Banelings. And Zesty is now aware of what's going on. Oh, repositioning his wall. Does fully wall off here at his natural. He needs a second wall. He needs it now. Up! That's going to be a kill, not a cancel. The Queens get surrounded. Baneling's going to be rolling in as well, and that's gonna be it. I mean, there's nothing left. GG gets called. GG gets called. There is nothing left, and Dark will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played again. Very smart of Dark to just, again, recognize the build of his opponent, recognize the weakness of that build as well. If you're going for a pool first, chances are you are going to be going 2-base roach or skipping your link speed and skipping your Bailey nest in general. So Dark recognized that there'd be a bit of vulnerability there. Goes for it, goes for the kill. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we can finally take a moment here to have a look at the brackets. We just get into this, and yeah, exclamation mark B in the chat should give you a link to that bracket. We can start from the top, from the very top. Again, the tournament is well underway, and we're getting towards the round of 16. Oh, I should probably refresh. The bracket to get into this. Here we go. From the top, we have Gumiho, who just took down Full Heart 2-0, facing off against Hon Mono in the next round. A big win, a big series here for Hon Mono. He 2-0'd Geralt of all players. Geralt, one of the more stronger European Protosses. So, yeah, very well done here by Hon Mono. He's going into a TBT against Gumiho in the quarterfinals. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Björn versus Pig here in the round of 16. Winner faces off against the winner of Hapsaya and Clem in another TVP. So, yeah, a lot of Terrans and Protoss here in the upper portion of the bracket. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Cure versus Skillus. Ooh, that's actually a really good matchup in the quarterfinals, facing off in a TVP. And then we have our series. We have the ZVP. The reason why we followed Dark is because we saw what comes next. Dark versus Trigger. Oh, God. A ZVP, and Dark is the only Zerg player left in the tournament. I mean, I say that. I don't know if Pig is playing Zerg or random, or sometimes he likes playing Terran or Pro. Like, I'm not too sure what race he's playing against Björn. But Pig is still competing, which could be a Zerg player. Maybe. the last time we casted Pig, he played Protoss against Gumiho. I remember that. That was like a couple of months ago. So I don't know what trend Pig is on at the moment. So yeah, Dark, the only confirmed notable Zerg in the quarterfinals, and we'll see how far he can go. It's not going to be an easy road. Not going to be an easy road whatsoever. Oh, so we're here to follow it. We're here to follow it for the time being, and yeah, lead into a lot of these other amazing matches. Again, we got Gumiho, got Honmono, Byan, Clem, Kior, Skillus. We're missing someone, I just realized. If you're familiar with ESL Open Cup Americas, you'd know that MaxPax is usually here. Usually we have MaxPax, as he is a bit of a degen. He likes to stay up here deep into the night for the Americas weeklies. It's MaxPax and Clem. They're like the two Europeans that play in this consistently. And there's Clem, but there's no MaxPax. Skillus is here instead, actually. Skillus going degen. We approve. So yeah, because of that, Protoss representation is going to be a little bit weaker this week. There's no Max Packs, there's no Hero, there's no Classic. When it comes to the Protoss Hope, I mean, even Geralt's got knocked out, so it's only Skillus, I just realized. Which means that there's a Terran confirmed to the finals. There's it's gonna be Gumiho, yeah, Gumiho, Honmono, I just realized, Gumiho, Honmono, Byan, Clem, like, all Terrans here to get into the finals. As it looks like all the casters are joining, and we just got confirmation Pig has been eliminated. Pig just got knocked out by Byan, and literally every English caster is piling into this. What the I was not expecting this. We got Dave, Steadfast, and Pig all piling into Dark vs. Trigger. I mean, I know that this is a good match, but I'm a little bit shocked. I'm a little bit shocked that no one is covering like Cure versus Skillus. Like I would have 100% dove on that. That's like a really good PvT. Likewise with some of these TVTs as well, like Beyond versus Clem. Come on, like what? So hopefully there's someone covering some of these other matches. Hopefully. I think Artosis is still out there casting something. So thankfully there is one other English caster covering one of the other matches. But here we go, spawning in the top left hand corner of side Delta, we have the Canadian Protoss player representing Team Basilisk. It is Trigger. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of side Delta, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing Dragon Kaiser Gaming. It is Dark. Here we go. And yeah, I mean, look, this is what happens when the majority of your casters are like Protoss or Zerg. It's like we gotta come here. This is the only safe haven. Let's go. Also, I did look over it. When it comes to Protoss, it's Skillus and Trigger, of course, Skillus and Trigger. But they're both in the same half of the bracket, which is a little bit sad. They'll have to fight each other. Aye. For now, though, it is going to be a hatch gas pool opener here from Dark. Everything looking normal. Likewise, Trigger going for a gate expand. Dark coming in with the drone, though, coming in for a potential hatch block, but with the expansion being thrown down, hatch block is not going to be upon us. For those wondering, if you've been tuning into Dark over the past couple of months, he's been very fond. Oh, he even denies the gas steal. Let's go. Dark has been very fond of hatch blocking and going for proxy hatches in general in this matchup. It looks like that was the goal here, but Dark is going to be denied, and oh my god, even taking a lot of damage here. Does delay the gas as he was hugging it for quite some time, but eventually it is taken. And eventually this drone has to get out of here. Dark, he's being cheeky. Like, this is usually not done. This is usually perceived to be like an economic deficit for the Zerg player to do something like this. But it's Dark, and you know, he likes to threaten proxy hatches, or hatch blocks I should say. So yeah, he's gonna get the hell out of here. Aye. With that, we do see Dark just sitting up back at home, just going to be droning. in the chat from Rowbags. Max Pack's out celebrating his big win over Clem in the EU Open. Oh, possibly. Aye, aye, aye. I mean, he did win against Clem last week, I think, in ESL Open Cup Americas, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the Americas one. Did occur. Did break the curse. Has been on a roll recently. Behind this is going to be a Stargate opener from Trigger. Going to be getting into his opener. Meanwhile, the Adept's going to be threading a shade here towards the natural. Just getting a read on the saturation, just making sure that everything is on the up and up from Dark. Again, Dark is just droning, making queens, settling into the mid game, settling into the series. Overlord diving on forward here. Dark again. He's in the dark as to what's going on. Did see the Stargate opener earlier with his drone, and now he just wants confirmation of the first unit coming out, and he should get eyes on the Oracle or the Void Ray if it would have been. There it is. Oracle has been spotted. See in the chat, Cure is casting himself. True. Shout out to Cure. He's been very active recently. For those unaware, Cure has been streaming a lot over the past couple of weeks. Very consistent streamer. Really cool to see. He's putting in the hours. Been trying to interact with the community, with the people out in Twitch, international community even a lot more. So really cool to see. Really cool to see Cure being so much more active, streaming once again. I'll say once again, maybe for the first time. Don't recall him being an active streamer in years past, so really cool to hear. Really cool to see. As for now, we're just getting into our lair as well, taking our gases. This should be leading into a Roach Warren, as this should be lined up with Roach Speed, and there we go, Roach Warren is thrown down. Oracle is going to be threatening that natural base, and the third as well, but Dark is in position. Oh god! He was in position, but 3 drones are going to go down. We find some damage here. Very delicate micro out of Trigger. He does pull back. He does keep his Oracles alive. That is 3 drone kills. Not too bad. Not enough for this to be worth it, but I mean, he still has the Oracles alive. He's regenerating those shields. He's threatening these mineral lines even further. So he does dip in and dip the hell out of there. Behind this, Blink is on the way. +1. Going to be a standard transition out of Trigger. Going +1 and Blink. Getting into the rest of his gateways. Getting into the rest of his setup. Oracles, they try to dive in once again, but this time Dark is ready for it. This time he does shoot back those Oracles. Roaches are in production. With the completion of this lair, we can go straight into Roach Speed, and there it is. Roach Speed is on the way alongside +1 range, so going to be a Roach Ravager heavy composition here. Dark is amassing some units, but really this is just to defend, just to deflect any kind of Adept harass. And we can see that Trigger, he hasn't been going for any Adept harass at all. He's been more concerned with expanding and saturating and establishing this third. Robo's on the way. Upgrades are about to kick in. We do have a bit of a gateway explosion here, a gateway splash, if you will. Going to be 6 gates in total. 4th base is being taken, and overall Trigger has been pretty passive. He has been chilling back at home outside of just the Oracle harass. And this means that Dark can drone. This means Dark, he is free to just saturate his 3rd, saturate his 4th. Hydroden on the way, Infestation Pit. Dark, he has identified that his opponent is being very passive, so we are taking up into Hive, into Lurker Tech. This is something that Dark does very well here in this matchup. As soon as he identifies that you're being a little bit too greedy, that you're cutting corners, ooh, as the Oracle goes down, he is so quick to tech. Now, big revelation. We see the Hydrogen and the Infestation Pit. Trigger, he now knows that Lurkers are on the horizon. So do we attack now, or do we take our chances and try to take a 4th base? Bay's on the way, 2nd Forge for double upgrades. Again, Templar Archives as well. Like Trigger, he's working on that next step. He's working on getting into 4 base saturation. This is that 4th on the way. He can apply some pressure, but Trigger, he can't really commit. Which means Dark is free to tech, and there's no stopping these Lurkers. The Lunkers, they're coming one way or another, and Trigger cannot stop it. Now, at least Trigger is aware. Again, with the revelation earlier, he is mentally prepared for lurkers. He's getting into immortal production. At the same time, we do have a big Ling Ravager counterattack. Clouds are going to be connecting, forcing a cancel. The army out of position. We're racing back home. We force a cancel the fourth. Ay, ay, ay. And again, Trigger, he has to race back home, reestablish his fourth base. He's still stuck here at home as a result. And Dark, there's that hive, there's that lurker den. Hydras are on the way. And Trigger's gonna be stuck at home for the timing. Starkey comes in once again. Oh, force fields are looking good. Gonna be avoiding a head-on engagements. Dark has to back off. Behind this, yep, there they are. Lurkers are in production. We do have Groove Spines on the way. Dark has just been able to, again, just recognize how passive Trigger was going to be and take full advantage of it. There it is. We have 8 Lunkers in production for Dark. Ay, ay, ay. He's going to be saturating his bases. Darky's already up to 80 workers. He's working on a 5th base. And he has made it to Hydra Lurker Viper. Now, Trigger, once again, with the revelation, he is aware. He sees the lurkers. He has them tagged. And as a result, what do we do from here? I think we just have to be ready to receive. I think we just have to engage. Oh no, on our terms, hopefully. This Trigger is going to dip onto creep. Storm still in production. No disruptors. Only 1 immortal. 2 immortals, sorry. And there we go. We have 2 more on the way. So these immortals, they actually do a surprisingly good job at focusing down lurkers. They can tank some spine shots as well and focus them down. Ideally, we have like immortal disruptor, but we're getting there. Likewise, Dark doesn't have any Vipers either as he's trying to catch the army. Oh, he's going to back off. But looking at the unit tab here, he has the Hive, no Vipers. Without Vipers, we have no secure way of shutting down the Colossus or the Immortals either. So I'm a little bit surprised that Dark is hyperfixated on Lurkers. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's a little bit safer just because he has a standing army to go toe-to-toe with what Trigger has. But the lack of Vipers means that he can really only fight on creep or with a surround. Oh my god, and Dark, he just ignores the army. He ignores the main army, goes right through the center instead. Oh, and is this just too cavalier? He's about to be surrounded. Nidus will finish up in the main base. Ling's going to be engaging. Stalkers are being caught out. Big spine shots on the main army. The High Templar. Oh my god. Storms aren't looking too bad, but the High Templar, all of them go down. And pushing into these lurkers was so brutal here for Trigger. His Colossus survive, his Immortal survive, but we just go straight into the main. Forced to recall. Good Storm. Good Storm. Good feedbacks as well on the Queens. Lurkers are looking a bit exposed. They're going to be going down. We have detection. But here comes the rest of the army. We do dive in. We're going to be committing, but it looks like Dark should be overwhelmed. Yeah, there's a lot of Immortals. A lot of Immortals to chase this back. Trigger does hold on to his main. Just barely. Behind this, Dark, he's backing off. He still has a decent worker count. Did lose a couple of drones in the process. Lurkers are being rebuilt. Now again, what's important is the trade here as... Yeah, Trigger, he did lose a big chunk of his Stalkers. He lost all of his High Templar. He lost a chunk of his Immortals. And this is what army is left. 0 Storms. 0 Storms remaining. A decent Immortal count. Well, Zealot armies are coming in. Actually killing quite a lot of workers. Drones are going down. You can see Trigger trying to pull Dark apart, forcing him to resaturate these bases. Zealot's still alive. Another Nidus into the main base. Trigger, he's pulling back home. This Nidus may not achieve too much damage, but it's buying time. Was Trigger? No, he doesn't pull back completely. Void Ray does arrive. Going to be hunting down this one Overseer. I was curious as to the purpose of the Void Ray, but that makes sense. does make sense. Dark going to be moving through that center. Lurkers are burrowing. Oh, we do catch a couple of reinforcements. Oh, the Arklins. The Zealots. Oh my god. Trigger, he ignores the army. Instead, he goes for his push. Oh, but now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Reinforcements going to be coming from the right-hand side. Big Lurker spines going off. One Immortal goes down. Oof. Now the Nidus Swarm on the way. And you can see that Dark, he's trying to outposition his opponent. Does see the army pushing in, which means we go for a big counterattack. Border is going to be falling. We're going to be trading a base for a base. 2 bases even. Not much back at home to defend. But with this Nidus, we can come back home. Yeah, 1 base is going to be going down. Likewise, Trigger loses his Nexus. Robo is under threat as well. We're going to keep on pushing. It looks like we can defend with just pure Hydra. The Immortal Army is going to keep on moving forward towards the 3rd base. Meanwhile, the Lurker is going ham. 2 of them get cleaned up, but the rest they get into the natural. They're camping the production. Yeah, we got to commit. We got to keep on pushing. And can Trigger come out on top in this base trade? Does he have detection? He doesn't. No, there's no detection with the main army. No detection. He cannot push through. We do have an observer. It's now going to be meeting up with the rest of those Immortals. Oof. These Lurkers, they go ham, and Trigger, he's racing back home. And Dark, he can control the ramp. That's all he needs to do, take control of the ramp. Trigger is going right for the Nidus. He's trying to make sure these Lurkers are trapped. But we have a Hydra army, and Trigger is being pulled apart. Oh my god. He can fight these Hydras though with the Colossus and the Storms. There's 1 Storm left. Trigger, he is going to Dark is going to be kiting back. Hydra's coming in to reinforce. He's going right for that Void Ray. Oh my god. The Hydras, they arrive. Void Ray goes down. Trigger going for another big counterattack. This time the Nidus will finish. We have another Void Ray arriving. With the completion of this Nidus, this means we can come back home. We can come back home. We don't even need to. We have Lurkers to defend. No detection. The Observer's here. Yes, production is falling. Trigger, he does take down the hatchery, but he has to back up. Again, he just has no way to deal with those Lurkers. GG gets called. It becomes too much. Too much chaos, too much damage, and Dark will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. A solid game here out of Dark. And yeah, winding it back, a lot of the success that Dark found was because of what he was able to get away with, essentially. Remember, he recognized how defensive, how passive Trigger was being, and Dark, he just cut as many corners as he could. I say cut as many corners. He just teched up all the way into the Hydrogen, the Infestation Pit, into Lurkers, into Hive Tech, and Trigger couldn't do anything about it. He wasn't set up for it. Remember, by the time he scattered what Dark was doing, Trigger, he only had 6 gateways. Sorry, he had 4 gates. He had 2 more gates on the way. He was in the midst of taking a 4th and throwing down a Robotics Bay for Colossus production. Like, he was and throwing down a 2nd forge. Like, he wasn't set up for a timing attack. He wasn't set up to be aggressive, so he just couldn't do anything. His production wasn't allowing for it, and yeah, as a result, Trigger, he had to embrace the mid to late game instead, and had to get into those Immortals, into those Colossi. And Immortals, they can do well against Lurkers, but we saw that actually Dark, he avoided the main fight for a long time. He recognized the power of all those Immortals, so he just ignored the army, went for these counterattacks, crippled the economy, and pulled the Protoss apart. GG, well played. And now we're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate, we have the Canadian Protoss representing Team Basilisk. It is Trigger. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the South Korean Zerg representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. Go. Dark looking to go for a hatch gas pool opener. This time, I'm winding it back. I almost forgot. Dark did go for a crazy start of the game. He went for a drone scout even, or what should have been a proxy hatch, a hatch block. So Dark, he didn't have the best of starts. Had to kind of pivot away from that. Did lose mining time. Yeah, Dark, you didn't have the most standard of games last game either. At least openers. This time the drones are at home. This time he's going for his hatch gas pool. Standard opener overall. But yeah, I guess I can take this moment to welcome everyone in the chat. Welcome. Rao Bags, Kuro, Jeff Bezos, Babyling, Psycons, Count Bebop. Welcome. Zuzu, Scare Wyvern, 69, nice. welcome. Bienvenidos. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all enjoying the week. As we are nearing the end of November, nearing the beginning of December, and eventually Christmas. We're getting there, man. We're getting there. End of the year. Oh my god. We are getting there. And the StarCraft still just doesn't stop. I mentioned last night, but basically, thankfully everything is looking good here. But last night I was actually having some connectivity issues to BattleNet, so we started casting ESL Open Cup Asia, which is the Asia variant of this tournament. But we had to stop at the at the semifinals, and did give a raid to Chicken Man, and we didn't get to cast basically just because things were just a little bit too choppy. I didn't want to be a burden to the players. But I believe in a couple of days on Thursday, we should be having a replay cast. So if you missed out on ESL Asia, we should be having a replay cast on Thursday just to catch up and just to make up for what we weren't able to cover last night. Do my best, Fabio. Do my best. Thankfully, everything is looking good here this morning. Thankfully. As the Adepts are going to be threatening a shade towards the main base. Trigger this time being a little bit more assertive here early on. Remember, last game he wasn't moving out at all with Adepts. This time he gets one, he gets two. Ooh, gets 3 drones. Good damage here from Trigger. Gets 3 workers before getting shut down. Behind this, Stargate opener into Oracles. First Oracles on the map, second Oracles on the way. Trigger is going straight for that third. As he moves out, Ling's going for a counterattack, and it looks like with the death of those Adepts, we can threaten that third base, even threaten the natural. Meanwhile, Oracle gets another 3 drone kills. Up. Adept is going to go down. We shouldn't get much more than that, though, as the Oracle has arrived and all the Lings are being cleaned up. Damage here from Trigger. Cleans up the Lings. Did lose an Adept, but his third base hasn't been hindered. That's what's important. And Dark just now scouts it. He checks the linear third, now checks the triangular third, but doesn't have enough Lings to really deny this Nexus. Does not have enough. We have our transition, Twilight Council, Forge should be +1 and Blink once again, but this time we have gone up to 3 Oracles, so we're going to be a little bit more threatening here to the Mineral Lines. As we ignore the Queens, we go right for that drone line. We get 2. Oh my god. Only 2 workers so far. As the Oracles do get the hell out of there. Okay, just going to be pivoting around, regenerating those shields, looking for another way into these bases. And Dark has been bleeding out workers. He lost 10, oh my god, 10 so far. I mean, he lost 3 to the Adepts and has lost so many more here to the Oracles. Really good damage from Trigger. Meanwhile, Trigger, he's keeping up on the drone count as a result. Trigger, he's up in workers. Up in probes. Oracles, they dive into that third base. Get a couple more drones. Before pivoting away. With that, yeah, with Trigger, he's going to be stabilizing from here. He was able to keep Dark pinned back at home, and Dark has been having a hard time droning. He's still on 3-way saturation. Overlord is going to get shut down, as we mentioned before. Plus one and Blink on the way. We're getting up to 6 gateways, Robo. This is a very similar setup to last game, actually. It does seem like Trigger does intend on being a little bit active with this army, yes, but he should be working towards a 4th. Working towards a 4th and taking up. Likewise, Infestation Bit is on the way here for Dark. Army does rock up. Going to be forcing a reaction here from our Zerg player. Roach is on the way. Links as well. Trigger doing a good job at clearing up some creep. Threatening that 4th. We do have a stasis trap. Trap has been set. So far, good transfuses. Dark holding the line. Not losing anything. Not yet. Now here comes Dark with the rest of his reinforcements. Gonna have to be very careful of that stasis trap. The queens are getting low. Trigger is gaining ground at the same time. Adepts, they shade into that third base to get another 2 workers. But now we can focus on the main fight. Trigger trying to keep the pressure up, trying to keep it on. And Dark is cutting workers. He's getting a couple of infestors. He's cutting workers at 60 even. The Biles! Oh my god, they take down 2 of the Oracles. Ay, ay, ay. Very ambitious Biles, but I mean, he gets the damage done. Trying to buy some time as well. Waiting for that fungal. Dark, he wants to completely shut down this army behind this 4th base. Robotics Bay. Colossus production soon to be on the way here for Trigger. And Dark is now droning. But again, his worker count is not looking too hot. Same time, Zealot Rambites are upon us. So far, big fungal! Oh my god. The Biles as well. Trigger does lose a big chunk of his Stalkers. 4th base has been spotted. Zealot Waterby comes in. Slow lots. Up the transfuse! Not quite there. Zealots are being cleaned up at the same time. Trigger pushing on the right hand side. This time though, Charge is finishing up. Trigger, he's going to be able to do a bit of a better job here at harassing, but no, there's an army in position. You can see Dark catching up in terms of the supply. Still was staying on a low worker count for a long time, but now is finally droning freely. Finally saturating his bases. Hive is done. Adrenal is on the way. We haven't taken up into lurkers. Just going Ling, Roach, Ravager. We haven't had the freedom to get into lurkers. And Trigger is working on those disruptors. Now again, we do have access to Hive, so we can start working towards Vipers. Never mind, we have an Ultra Cavern on the way. Okay. To make use of those melee upgrades, I appreciate it. Ultra's not seen every day against Protoss, but they have their place. Of course, Ultras are high risk, high reward just because of how expensive they are. But if your opponent isn't ready for it, it can work wonders. Okay. Stasis Trap going to be going up. Disruptors coming forward. Trigger getting ready for his push. Oh, the High Templar, no! The High Templar are caught out. Force to morph into those Archons. So far, Dark trying to drag away the attention of Trigger. Trigger, though, unrelenting. Standing his ground. Fungals will be connecting. Good files on one of those Stalkers. Only one. Ooh, as Trigger actually is going to be gaining ground over towards the left-hand side. Roaches, they have to respond. The Disruptors, no! He's not looking! 1, 2, 3 Disruptors go down. Not a single connection here on the Novas. Ay, ay, ay. Trigger doing well here towards the left, but no, I spoke too soon. The Zealots get cleaned up and we dive on top of some of these Archons. Trigger losing on both fronts. He does kill 8 workers, but down go the Archons, the Zealots as well, and now Dark is going for a massive counterattack. The Infestors, big snipes, the Ravagers get caught. I think that was meant to be a fungal. Microbial Shroud is thrown down, but the Lings, they get into the mineral line, and oh my god, every single worker is going to be falling. And yeah, Dark is snowballing out of control. We do get a big warp into the main base. Things are about to get chaotic. Things are about to get crazy. As Lings, they do come in to reinforce. We have Burrow. We borrow the drones. We keep them alive. The Trigger, he's losing everything else. The third base, the fourth, the fifth, all on fire. And sure, we have Zealots in the main, but what are they really accomplishing? GG gets called. They accomplished nothing. And Dark will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played. Dark will take it in the end, 2-0, eliminating Trigger from the tournament. My condolences to Trigger, but he did put up a good fight, especially this game. This game was really close. Trigger, he was achieving quite a lot, actually, applying a lot of pressure, keeping the worker count low, taking and transitioning into disruptors. Unfortunately, towards the end, as Trigger was keeping up and even surpassing Dark, Trigger did kind of pull apart his own attention. Remember when he went for the split push? The moment when things started going the way of Dark was when Trigger's disruptors got caught. When he lost 3 disruptors consecutively, one after the other, without a single Nova connecting. That was brutal. Like, there was so much power and potential in those 3 disruptors, and they were gone in an instant. They were gone, and yeah, with that, we're looking to get into our next game. We're looking to get into our next series. Yeah, with that, Dark advances on, and we are here to determine who faces off against Dark in the next round. Let's find out. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Actually, is the command working? I didn't check. Yeah, it's working. Let's go. And from the top, we have Gumiho, who did 2-0 Honmono, advancing on to the semi-finals to face off against his next opponent, either Bjorn or Clem in that TVT. We mentioned before that a TVT was basically confirmed for the for the grand finals. Sorry, a Terran is confirmed for the finals. Whether it's Gumiho, Bjorn, or Clem, yet to be determined. They're all amazing Terran players in their own right. Best of luck. Best of luck, as they are all going to be duking it out over each other. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Cure versus Skillus. Currently mid-series. I did hear that Cure streaming is POV, so you can check out Cure's channel for that. I think we have someone else covering them as... Oh, they're in the ace match. They are in the ace match. Just going to be confirming that. Beautiful. Just going to be confirming that here as, yeah, Cure vs. Skilless is currently ongoing. They're in the ace match, and the winner of that series faces off against Dark, which we will be covering. We'll be covering Dark versus the winner of that series. Outside of that, I don't know if anyone's covering the TBTs. I mentioned before, but they're going to be really good. Like, again, I know that TBT has a bit of a rough reputation from years gone by, but Gumiho and Bjorn, they really spice it up. Clem as well. Like, they're very active players, very active, very high octane, very high paced. So yeah, it should be really good games going on there. I hope someone is covering them. I did hear that I think Artosis isn't casting at the moment. I think they were, but I think something came up, so they had to bounce. So yeah, hopefully, actually, you know what? I'll check out Enki. Enki! Some of the other language casters. Where are we at, Enki? Oh, Skills is streaming. Skills is also streaming his POV. Of course he is. Enki is on Clan versus Bjorn. Let's go see Enki. He knows what's up. He knows what's going on. So if you want to check out Clan versus Bjorn, then Enki, he's got you covered. They're in game 1. They're in game number 1. For now, though, we're going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break here, waiting for Cure versus Skills to finish up, and then we're going to be jumping into the winner of that series against Dark. Then after that, we'll probably be able to get into the upper semifinals as well. So plenty of StarCraft going on. Plenty is upon us. So yeah, I guess we'll see you guys then. We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes with the semis. Of course, with the arrival of the semifinals, predictions will soon be open as well in the chat. Soon TM. Soon TM. Once we have our matchup. See you soon. I need a new duct tape. Let's play some new duct tapes. I say new duct tapes. Let's switch over to this one. And let's switch over to this one. Alright, see you soon. Oh my god. Immortal?
Immortal? Gonna get
Wait,
taken out free?
What?
No.
It survived?
Yep. Living up to its name.
It's on 4 HP. It has no right to live, but somehow the Immortal survives. The SCV finished him off. It's got 1 kill. The SCV killed the Immortal.
That is a cinematic goddamn shot.
Oh my god.
SCV atop of a pile of Immortal. Jesus.
Like, that SCV deserves a medal, but like, no one's gonna live to tell the tale. Like, no one's gonna be able to survive long enough to let everyone know that that SCV was a hero.
This Overlord, though, if the Overlord positioned to the north of Puppet Panda Space catches a Mutus, that could give it ample time for Numinator to react. But I think even with the, like, yeah, they are going to see their Mutus, but I think he just slows down the Hydra Den, right, at this stage.
No, here's the thing. Puppet Panda is showing the Mutalisks, and now they're making Roaches, so the Roaches are going to be the surprise.
Yeah, that's actually wild. I love that.
This is insane.
It's beautiful.
I remember you looking very differently, but you know, I'm not judging.
Yeah, the camera adds £5, even though last time you saw me it was with the camera as well. But
why would the camera pay you? See what I did there? Yeah.
European humor. Hey, like, do you know why it's got 2,000 atmospheres?
Why is it called 2,000 atmospheres, Chase?
Because it's under the sea and there's 2,000 atmospheres of pressure.
But I believe they have their own like studio or like kind of complex where they have all their players rock up and stuff, and it's cool that they do support Ranger the way that they do. Yeah, a lot of the C players, it's cool that they were able to find that support.
Yep, little community but very tight knit. It's the best. I love you, Light.
I wasn't expecting that. I love you
Say
too,
it
Chase.
back.
I love you too.
Worst love story than Twilight. Blackburn LE. What does LE stand for, Light? What's it stand for?
LE stands for liquid and danger. What does that mean, Chase?
Ellie was my first high school crush.
Oh my god. Why do you keep bringing her up? Why do you keep bringing her up, Chase?
I'll let her go, man. I can't do it.
Oh my god.
Every time that's why I stopped playing tournaments. Every time I saw Ellie, it reminded me of. But yes, Blackburn ladder edition.
Shaking my head, mate. Shake my head.
Ellie edition.
This guy thinks it's ladder edition, mate. Oh my.
I was maxed out, but I
Yeah,
didn't
we
know
were
what I
both
was hitting.
Yeah, exactly. We were both maxed out, but like we
Yeah.
couldn't target fire or anything.
So you can see the big difference here in the team. Pretty much the same here, except for the two Protosses. The two Protosses shoot up, and then one of them plummets to the ground. The other doesn't. You can see here in the graph the players.
Senator, I would like you to, Mr. Judge, I would like you to notice that you.
Exhibit number 1. What is the opposite of stong?
You see,
I
it's
had a
going
bit
up,
of army.
just in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Oh. And welcome to Battle for Americas. It is I, Milk and Cookies. Ha! Psych! I'm the host today, not Light. I'm here joined by Light, actually. I had no idea you were counting down. I thought we were still going through that whole, like, oh, you need permission from Ducklings? So I was just like, oh. And I heard your mic beep, and I was like, oh crap, he undeafened and unmuted himself.
What do you want? I asked you if you're ready, and you're like, yes.
I was ready, and then you didn't count down right away. So I was like, and then you left. I was like, all right, I guess he left. Like, we're waiting. And I was like, oh, all right then. No, they got to pick up and go. These medevacs are gonna get cleaned up.
Oh, yeah, everything's gonna be going down. The Marauder gets sent down and it's running away because it can't shoot up. Get home, buddy, get home.
Why are you running?
Oh, can he escape?
Why are you running?
Starker's like, where's that fucking Marauder? Come here.
Look at his legs go. Oh no, this thing right out.
Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah, literally any damage right now for Patience is going to be incredible. Huh.
Is Patience trying to convert the building? What is
You know,
happening?
I don't think I've ever seen this before. Let's see what happens.
No.
Literally nothing.
Oh, god damn it. Alright. Oh my god. And you know what that means?
Kuro, come here and do the Spanish intro.
That means Kurt needs to jump in. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'll go back to watching Frozen.
Watching Frozen again?
No, I was just kidding.
Oh my god. Krop.
I am not doing Spanish.
You are doing the Spanish intro.
I'm
Milk,
not
Your
doing
fault.
Spanish.
You got played
I
into it. All
I
right.
did like 3 times. I did it like 3 times. This is your turn. I'm
Listen,
not doing
listen.
a Spanish intro.
I don't control it, okay? The people control it. All right. It's not my fault. that. You just happen to activate Vortex's trap card. All right. You played into his hands. He looked at you dead in the eye. He's like, "Oh yeah, Spanish intro, huh? Look what I got right here."
Curry's got you there. It's your fault, really. Like,
It's
You know what
boring.
that, you know
I
what that
do it,
means?
like, every
you just
time I
you just need more
cast.
people to you just need more people to contribute before someone gets 16K. I'm just saying.
oh god, it's you know what, Curry, he's not wrong. Like you're the one who spent the points on the Spanish intro. You should have waited for
Okay,
Vortex. You should have waited.
listen.
You should have waited.
Now you say that, but when you and the other cast, you're like, no, we're gonna do it for the finals. We can wait. But when I can, suddenly the rules change.
5 minutes later.
Attack the wings, so he was forced to look at it, and he throws out the spores. Oh no, he's not surrounding it properly.
Oh no, this is gonna get sniped.
That's it.
GG, just like that. GG, I'm done. I'm out. Bye.
Not like this. Oh god. F's in the
5
chat.
minutes, 40 seconds.
GG.
There you go, Vortex. That's what you get.
I bet the Spanish
No.
intro would have been longer than the game. Let's be honest.
It would have.
It would be. But also, I don't think it's, I can do the Spanish intro every cast. Come on.
That's what he wants. That's what the chat
But-
wants.
Yeah, you know what?
But it's
That's
boring because I say the same things.
bring her out.
If I'm getting a group, please, again, and you somehow make me into making the Spanish intro, Milk is casting with me.
No, yeah,
Okay, we
yeah.
have
I'll do
to
that.
take me down with
That's
this.
fine. That's fine. You know what? Hold on. I wanted to do something. Oh my god, look at what happened in the light VIP.
Oh, What? Dang.
Light VIP redeemed the clip, please. What happened?
How can you do her dirty like that? What's wrong with you?
I literally pressed exit game as I saw it in the chat.
Oh my god. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for the extended break, the extended delays here, but our players are now ready. The vetoes are finally done, and we have our first semifinals underway. As an update, the second semifinals is also just about to begin. I believe it is going to be Beyond versus Gumiho in the upper semis. We are here in the lower, and if you're in the chat, predictions are now open, so place your bets on how you think this series will unfold. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of side Delta, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Team Liquid, the red Terran. It is Kyor. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg, representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. Here we go. And I wonder what it is, but like my connection to Korea seems choppy these past couple of days. I don't like that. We typically don't have this kind of issue here, but yeah, hopefully everything settles out. So now Hatchgas will standard opener here from Dark, and I should also mention that if you're in the chat, predictions open. There we go. You have some time. You have some time to place your bets on who you think is going to be this week's finalist, our first finalist of these 4 players. Again, ESL Open Cup Americas have become ESL Open Cup Asia, as only Koreans remain in the tournament. Kyor, Dark, Byeon, and Gumiho. Between the four players, one will be this week's champion. Only one. But now, we do have a Rax Expand standard opener here from Kyor. Nothing too out of the norm. Nothing too crazy here so far, as yeah, we're just going to be easing into this. So far, I mean, we're going to be loading into side Delta, of course. A bit of a longer rush distance by ground, very long map in general. The last time we casted Dark versus Kyor on this map, I think it was in KSL, no, sorry, I think it was in last week's ESL Open Cups, and Dark was able to actually get into Muta play. When Lingbane Muta here on side Delta was able to shut down any kind of aggression, was able to shut down any kind of drop play of Kyor, contain him to 3 bases, and just shut him down over and over again. It was brutal to see. It was impressive that Dark was able to make those mutas work, but we'll see if he has a different approach this time. See if he has a different approach here against Kyor. And now Kyor is going to be threatening that 3rd base. Dark trying to sneak out, slip out with his Lings, trying to get across the map. Behind this, Kyor is getting into a 3cc before Starport. So very economic build here from Kyor. Going to be going for that Starport in the end. Should be seeing a Tech Lab and an add-on swap. Overlord is going to dip in. Does get eyes on the factory. Get the hell out of there. Likewise with Link Speed, we dive into the middle line. We get 1, we get a Mule, we get an SCV. Big pickups here, oh my god. As Kyor was a bit out of position. Hellions a little bit too late. 2 workers and a Mule go down. Good pickups here from Dark as he gets the hell out of there. He could even try to catch this Reaper, but alas, Dark will miss it. We'll just race back home. So he was able to get full scanning information. I believe he didn't see the add-on swap. We can see, of course, Banshees on the way. We haven't committed into Cloak yet. Looks like we won't be making Cloak, just Banshees for the time being. Just to secure ourselves. And I think this is just a really smart way to play against Dark. We've spoken about this many times, as there we go, Cloak is on the way. But Dark, he's very fond of Roach play. In general, Roach play is very much so on the table for Dark, so getting into Banshees is just a very secure way to play against Roaches. Obviously, Kyor doesn't know what's going on, and there is no Roach Warren currently, but if there was one, Kyor would be ready for it. Meanwhile, Dark rushing into his lair here, sub 4 minutes 30. Taking his gases, no Evo chambers. This could just be for a safety Bailey Nest. I'm really curious what kind of tech we go into. With 3 gases, a Roach Warren wouldn't be off the table, or we could just go straight for the Spire again. I mentioned before, but the last time we casted Dark versus Kyor on side Delta, Dark did go mutas. And we should have seen a Roach Warren by now. If we were playing Roaches, it should have been thrown down, and there we go. We have a Bailey Nest, 2 Evo Chambers on the way. We are playing Lingbane. It feels like Lingbane Muta. We'll see. We're getting there. But now we have the Hellions threatening a dive. We do take down one of those tumors. We're backing up. I'm just really curious if this is going to be a trend. Still only 3 gases. We're getting into 1-1. We're getting towards Baneling speed. So it looks like we aren't taking up any further than this. Just Ling Bane for the time being. For now. This, of course, can lead into Ling Bane into Hive Tech as well. Into Ling Bane Ultra. Could be Hydras. It's been a while since I've seen Darker Ling Bane Hydra, but has done so in the past. Has made use of his Lunkers in the past as well. As the Banshees there try to dip in. There's the Infestation Bit on the way. We're skipping the Spire. Let's go. And this looks like Ling Bane into Ultra. Okay. This is something that is typically reserved for larger maps. Oh no, the drones, they're following. They're following the Queen. The gases aren't being taken. But yeah, this is typically reserved for larger maps like Alcyone or even not quite Radisson Station just because of some of the other features of the map. But you do typically need a lot of breathing room here to defend with just pure Ling Bane. Rushing into Ultras is a really risky thing to do because you lack anti-air, so you have a hard time keeping up with drop play. You have a hard time keeping up with the multi-pronged aggression here of the Terran player without any mutas or Hydras. Now, I'm assuming it's going to be into Ultras. Hive is on the way. There is still the possibility to throw down a Lurker Den to go into Ling Bane Hydra Lurker. It is possible. It is still on the table. As Banshees, they rotate over towards the south, they're going to be threatening the southern base. Oh! Ooh, they do not get the cancel though. They do manage to get a bunch of hits in. Queens have to rotate back around. Meanwhile, here on the front lines, Armory is still on the way, so we do have a Hellion Buyer push coming in. Infestors in production. Plenty of Ling Bane. Here we force out a stim. Up! The Bailey's a will crash forward. They connect with the Hellions. And the one Hellion does survive. Up! He's looking. Forces out another stim. And Cure will have to pick up, have to get the hell out of there. Another double drop on the way, going for a bit of a multi-pronged push here. Cure trying to pull Dark apart. Hive is about to finish, so that'll grant access to Adrenal, of course. 2 Adrenal glands. There's that double drop here towards the south. Drilling Claws on the way. 2-2 here for the Terran. Everything looking as it should. And there it is. There's that Ultra Cavern. Again, Ling Bane into Ultra was on the way. When the Hive was being made, there was still a possibility for those Hydras. Meanwhile, here we go. Big Fungal. Oh my god! Massive Fungal here on the drop. The Marines, they get completely cleaned up. And now Darky can focus on that main push. You're threatening a drop. The Queen. Chipping away at that medevac. But this is dangerous. Essentially, Dark, he's shutting down these drops. He's getting away with 80 workers. He's on 4 bases. He's actually on 5 bases. And the Ultra Cavern has not been scouted. Cure, he doesn't know that he has to get ready for... Oh no! The bird Baileys! Oh my god. They pop off. There's still 2 left, by the way. Ay, ay, ay. There's still 2 buried there. But... yeah, essentially, Cure, he doesn't know that he needs Ghosts and Libs. He needs to start transitioning to deal with those Ultras. There are ways away, to be fair, but the tech is done. Another Mind Drop coming in, getting some damage done. We are going to be able to barely save them, though. Save those Widow Mines. Push coming in. A bunch of Widow Mines are set up. Show me the Fungal. Oh my god. Massive connections. Massive Baneling connections, I should say. As Cure once again gets cleaned up. We do have a Mind Drop coming in. No reaction. Oh my god. 6 workers do go down. We do have another Mind Drop set up here towards the south as well. We scan ahead of time. We deal with those Barred Banelings. Cure, he's keeping up. Oh no! Oh god. I almost spoke too soon. Ooh, big mine shots. Big connection here towards the south. As the Fungals connect once again, and Dark cleans this up. Oh my god. From the low ground even. And Kindness Plating is finishing, so we're going to have, of course, our armor upgrades for the Ultras. Once again, big Mind Shield's going to be going up as well. They will be cleaned up. Dark threatening a dive towards that planetary. Before being forced back. And with this, with Kindness Plating now done, with 3-3 on the way, Ultras are now in production. Ultras are finally on the way. And again, Darky successfully defended until he's gotten here. Big lane counterattack, hits the third base. Liberators have arrived! Oh, the mines! Decent mine shots, but we clean up the army nonetheless. We get a surround at the same time. We have Lings in the natural, Lings at the third base, Lings everywhere. SCVs are falling. We're even catching reinforcements. Ay, ay, ay. And it looks like Dark has just pulled the Cure apart. We even have some borrowed Lings. That's going to be a kill on the natural base. The CC goes down, which just can be the production, picking up whatever comes out. And behind this, here come those Ultras. By that, I mean what? There's one Ultra here. There we go. We got a couple more on the way. Do we have a Ghost Academy? We do not. No Ghost Academy. No Ghost. Liberators will help, but one without the other is not ideal here. Cure with a standing army. Trying to hold on. Lings, they come in once again. Going for the sensor tower. They're gonna get it. Meanwhile, Darky's also throwing down a Spire just so he's ready for Broodlords and Corruptors. I mean, now that there are Liberators, Corruptors are going to be necessary here to deal with the to deal with whatever's in the air. Vipers aren't as influential just because there aren't any tanks. Not yet. The rocks are being knocked down. And Dark just securing himself essentially. Like, sure, he's giving Cure some time to remax, and Cure, he is remaxing, don't get me wrong. But Dark has a bank. He's looking to surround this army as well. Actually going for a run by, but he does get caught. And good movement here from Cure. At the same time, Nidus into the main. Uh-oh. Which I don't think has been spotted, by the way. A couple of reinforcements are going to try to engage, and now they will shut this down. Just barely. Ultra going to be forced back. Ultra going down here towards the north. Not a bad trade. Not a bad trade here for Cure. As the Liberators are leapfrogging forward. There's still no answer. We do have Corruptors still just now on the way. Corruptors, they're coming. Meanwhile, oh. A Doom drop towards the main base. Hatchery has gone down. Cure trying to stabilize here. Lings to get into mineral line, but they don't get much done. At the same time, we get the Doom drop into the main. But, oh, Cure, he's paying attention. He's in position. No! Overlords are going to be forced back. Dark still looking for trades. Does not get in. But the Corruptors, they've arrived. We finally deal with these libs. God, the minefield is crazy. Massive mineshield's going to be going off. Clean up the Lings. Meanwhile, Bailey run by into the mineral line. Oh, we just crashed through the wall. We don't get much else, a handful of SCVs. I believe they come in to clean up everything else. Ooh, big mine shot. We get 10 workers. Cured down to 50. Nidus into the main. Additional widow mines on the way. Like, the mine count's terrifying here from Cure. And as a result, he can like absorb some of these attacks. Absorb some of these pushes. He's attempting to establish another base. If he can get this base up and running, he's still in this. The Fuggles! Doesn't connect with much. Power bomb's going to be going off. Ling Bane comes in, and it looks like we do force back the army, but there's still so many marauders. Not too sure if that was very well worth it here for Dark. Threw away a lot in that fight. The Corruptors are finding more damage though. They're able to find a Lib, a Medevac. Every little bit helps. Dive into the main. We catch another Lib. How does he find them? How? Behind this Dark, he's just taking every other base on his side of the map as well. He's still in a secure economy. Still can remax and rebuild. He's had a really hard time engaging with the main army of Cure because of the minefield and the Lib setup. He's just pushing right through the center once again. Mine shot's going to be going off. It looks like we collapse on the third base. We catch part of the army and there's no way out. Not with these Corruptors. We shut down the Medevac. Cure trying to chase this army from behind. The Fungals. Oof. Bailey's a roll on forward. Big mine shots, actually. Not a bad fight here from Cure, but he's just running out of steam. He's running out of resources, running out of money. Oof. Mine shot's going to be going off, but again, it looks like there's just too much Zerg. GG gets called. Cure is overwhelmed. And Dark will take game number 1. GG. Just saw the chat. Just noticed your convo. I was out touching grass. It's been a long day. You're in Animal Park. Imagine touching grass. Aye. GG, well played. Dark does take the first game. Again, from almost the beginning, Dark was in a pretty secure position just because he was shutting down the drops so well. Cure, he was going for constant double drops, but we saw multiple times that Dark was able to get on top of them with his Bailings, shut them down with Fungals, and clean them up. And as a result, Dark, he had a pretty secure path to joining up to 80. Like, his worker count, like getting up to full saturation was a pretty easy road for Dark just because of how well he was shutting down those drops. As a result, he could afford to go into the Hive, into Adrenal, into Ultra upgrades early on. Didn't really rush into making those Ultras. He waited until he had his upgrades first, then he got into them, and yeah, he was able to eventually just pull apart his opponent. Cure almost managed to stabilize after losing a lot of his economy. He almost managed to stabilize towards the end, but we saw that Dark was able to outposition him. Cure, he was stuck on a low-tech army, a mid-tier army with Liberators and Widow Mines. No ghosts whatsoever to help deal with the Ultras or the Infestors or the Vipers. We couldn't afford it. The reality is that Cure, because he lost so many workers in the mid-game, he just could not afford to tech up even further. He was kind of desperate in his playstyle, and yeah, in the end, he was overwhelmed. But here we go, we're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkyone, we have the South Korean Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing Dragon KZ Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is Dark. Catching up. 815 Adrenal Ultra. Dark is my hero. I mean, so for some context as well, Rushing into Hive and rushing into Ultras is typically reserved for larger maps like Side Delta. This is another good one, Alcyone. If you remember, I corrected myself. I was in the last game I was saying like Radisson Station. Like, true, you can rush into Hive and rush into Ultras in Radisson Station, but Ultras are limited in their usefulness on that map specifically just because of the limited attack angles. The center of the map is wide open, but yeah, I'm not too sure if rushing into Ultra specifically is the way to approach that map in CVT. But again, some of these other maps like Ideal, Hecate even. As we are going for a low ground 2-axe. 2-axe Reaper coming out from Cure. Gonna be getting into that Reaper production again. The goal here is to contain the Zerg player, deny the third, and hold them on 2 bases for as long as possible. Now, Dark, when he's typically up against this, he tries to be greedy and rush into that 3rd base. We'll see if he can get away with it. See if he can get away with it, or if he even tries to go for a faster 3rd. I think I said goal base. But there is a goal. That was on my mind. Was on the brain. Reapers are moving out. Opener has been spotted. Dark is aware. And for now, Dark, he is going to be prioritizing his link speed. Link speed is on the way. Drone is moving out towards that 3rd base. So Dark is being a little bit greedy. Is going to be hiding this drone, eventually taking it as his 3rd. And we'll see if Cure can punish it. It's very high risk, high reward here from Dark to try to sneak out that 3rd base. There it is. It's on the way. Reapers, they do rotate around. They do get eyes on this 3rd. We do have a 3rd Reaper on the way, but we are not making a 4th and 5th. Cure, he's staying on only 3 Reapers, which means Dark can deal with this. Yeah, Lings are in production. Dark cutting workers very early on. A lot of Lings are on the way. He does realize that there's only 3. He's going across the map. He's looking to deny these add-ons. Ay. And really, it's going to be Cure who gets punished. We get on top of the tech lab. We get on top of the reactor as well. Reapers will not get a kill or a denial on this 3rd. Oh, link speed kicks in. And we shut down the Reapers. Oh my god. Not like this. There's no way out. Every single Reaper goes down. The add-ons are denied. The wall is under fire. And Dark, he's flooding across the map. Behind this, he's droning. For those that are curious, you can't actually, or you shouldn't be able to cancel this 3rd base with only 3 Reapers. If you see the 3rd coming ahead of time, we need a 4th and a 5th Reaper on the way to help punish this. Alas, Cure didn't have that on the way. He was trying to transition. He gets punished for it. Dark, he saves his 3rd. He shuts down the add-ons. Cure is behind. Cure, his opener here, has been shut down. He's working towards his 3rd CC, towards his 2-1-1 setup. But Stim is heavily delayed. From here, Dark can drone. From here, Dark, he is free to just saturate his bases, spread his creep, drone up to 3-base saturation, 66 workers. Get into his own Bailey Nest, Evo Chambers, 1-1. Dark can do as he pleases. And again, the window here, or the timing that we're going to be hitting with Stim is going to be a little bit later than normal, which is why Dark can cut corners. Hopefully he doesn't cut too many though. Like, we still have to respect the bio army that should be coming. A couple of Hellions were made as well before going for the add-on swap. We could lead into an armory for a Hellbat push alongside this, but we'll see if we commit that hard. Zerglord will eventually go down. Hellions are going to be threatening across the map. There are Lings out. 4th base is being taken. Dark droning up to almost 60. Again, I feel like 66 is the most you want to really drone up to, as gases are now being taken. There's the lair. There's the Bailey Nest on the way. Cure is going to be forced back. Driving is the worst part. Oh. And especially if long drives are happening, then it can. I mean, it depends. Like some people really enjoy driving, others less so. I guess it depends if you're in traffic as well. Regardless, we have the double drop here on the right-hand side, making its way towards the third and the main. Dark has drawn up to almost 66, which is where he wants to be stopping at. Now he can focus on his army production. Drop comes into the main, but Dark is all over this. Oh. Has to be careful, though. The unload does finish. Uh-oh. And we're going straight for the main. Lings, they have to engage, but Curie can trade so well against them. The Lings, they get annihilated. We have reinforcements on the way. Boys are being pulled. This double drop getting out of hand. It will be cleaned up, but it traded so damn well. That is 39. 39 Lings going down. At the same time, the helis are getting into the natural. Drones are getting roasted. Ooh, big connections. 11 drones go down. Dark is hurting. This should not have happened again. If Dark was in position with his Lings, he would have been able to shut down the drop ahead of time, and then would have had more than enough to deal with those Hellions. But Cure, he's making some magic happen here. He's now up in economy. He's getting up there when it comes to tech with 1-1 on the way. It's going to be Bio Tank. Dark has some time to lick his wounds, but... and he's got quite a lot of droning to do here. Marines, they stim on 4, they shut down some of these tumors. Yeah, going for another drop here on the left hand side towards that 4th. Dark though is in position, should be able to shut this down. Unlike the previous double drop, which got a bit out of hand, this time we're ready for it. Hydrogen was thrown down, so Ling Bait and Hydra is going to be the composition of choice here for Dark. He's going to be able to keep up with the movement here of these medevacs, ideally. Going to help be in position and shut them down. Secure is pushing. Behind this, he's still building up his tank count, leaving his tanks back at home, only moving out with his Marines. Doesn't want to throw away anything too major. Knocking down those rocks. Threatening a dive as Cure does back up. And again, Cure, he doesn't want to commit. He doesn't want to commit, not yet. He's building up that tank count, as I mentioned before. He's working towards 2-2. He's got 4 tanks currently. He's leaving 1 back at home. He's moving out with everything else. And because of the economic damage done earlier, Curie's in a good position. He's up in supply. Up in supply, pushing right through the center. Dark, he has to get in position. We have that drop on the right hand side. I'm loving the setup here from Cure. Getting a nice spread of tanks. But he has to come back over. Oh. And using the terrain here. Does take some Banelings to the face. Both players are maxing out. 2-2 about to kick in for Cure. And they gain ground at the same time. A massive Link counterattack. Oh my god. This hatchery should fall. And we have reinforcements back at home. That 1 tank that we left behind, it's paying off. Dark, he's in some trouble. Yeah, he won't be able to hold on to the space. More reinforcements are on the way. Cure may be hoping that counterattack went back home, but no, it's still across the map. As he's going for a drop in towards the main. A bold move here from Cure, but the Queens are in position. Ooh, full medevac goes down. Rough trades. Not really what we wanted to see. So we do retreat with our medevacs. Another wave of reinforcements are on the way. We're still getting ready for that counterattack. Another hatchery is falling. We're going for a ninja base? Okay, Dark. I mean, he's double expanding, trying to take other bases, trying to keep his economy going. Oh god! Ooh. Kira does leave his army idle. Unfortunately, there's a little bit too much back at home to defend. But here we go. This is what we're getting ready for. We're getting ready for the surround. We have 40 Lings in production. And we're looking to collapse on this position. And here we go. From behind, from the front, we get on top of the tanks. And the Ling Bane should be able to get on top of the army as well. You're getting cleaned up here. He does escape with his Marines. But his tank count was reset. Hello. Oh, Kier, he's checking! No shot. Oh, he was checking. Does pull back. Feels like that. There's no need to check these southern bases. There's no way that Dark was able to take this base, right? Oh, copium. The hive is done. I believe we do not have any Vipers. No, sorry, we have 3 Vipers. Big tank shots. Ooh. Massive tank shots here on the army. But the arrival of these Vipers will change things. They're gathering energy in the main. There'll be a cancel on that hatchery. At the same time, we have another push on the left-hand side. Dark, he's being pulled apart. He cannot keep up. He's having a hard time keeping up here. He needs time. He needs time to rebuild. The Kiori's all over him. Here we get the drop into the main base. Push on the left-hand side. No tanks or widow mines, so this push is lacking. We have to be very careful. Finally being cleaned up. Some of the Marauders, Bailey's they roll on forward. Decent connections, but again, Curie's gaining ground. No lurkers here whatsoever. The Hydras are exposed. They need support. They need support, but it looks like there's just too much. There's just too much Terran. And Cure has broken this base. He's broken the army. No lurkers, no ultras, no banelings. The ultras that come out now, but it's too little too late. This base will fall. Dark contained to a 3-base economy, 3.5 bases with this base on the right hand side. But again, a lot of this came down to how much damage Cure did early on. Remember, he killed 11 drones and he traded so well, killing 39 Lings. If it wasn't for those trades, then we would have seen a very different game. Cure set himself up for success. He did so well in the early game, and yeah, it's really showing off here in the mid game. Ghosts are coming out, Liberators as well. Cure, his bases have been left untouched. And with that, Cure should be able to snowball out of control. Like, there's just, it's a numbers game at this point, and in this scenario, the soup does not lie. It was. We do get on top of some of these tanks. Looks like maybe 2 tanks are going to go down. 2 tanks are going to go down, but it's not going to be enough. GG gets called, and Cure will take game number 2, tying up the series 1-1. We're going to the ace match. We are going all the way to game number 3, and again, Cure, he just did so much damage early on, and it was something that Dark was never able to really recover from. Just goes to show how important it is in the early to mid game to actually maintain your position, to maintain yourself. Otherwise, it can all just crumble down. Or just, yeah, the dominoes, they start falling one after the other. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting ready for the ace match. Game 3. We're going all the way to that final game. I'm ready for it. I do just need some water. I'm empty. So 1 moment. Be back soon. Okay, we are back, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Hard Lead, we have the South Korean Terran players tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. Representing Team Liquid, it is Cure. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zori player representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. Here we go. The ace matches here, the final game of our first semifinals. Again, Beyond versus Gumiho is currently still ongoing in the upper semis. Uncertain as to the scoreline there, but they're looking to determine who faces off here in the grand finals. Who will meet us so far? I think, yep, still has not wrapped up. And we have another low ground 2 racks. Again, winding the clock back a little bit. Dark had a good start. He had a good opener. Maybe that's a better way to put it. He had a good opener, shutting down the Reapers and shutting down the add-ons and delaying the push, delaying the stim drop. But the 2-on-1 drop play did get too much done. It looked like Dark, he just wasn't able to see it ahead of time. Remember, he did miss the drop. It got into the main base and it got out of control. It did get out of control, and yeah, with that, Dark wasn't able to recover. As once again, Hatch Gas full, standard opener from Dark, and we'll see if Dark can replicate the success when it comes to the opener of Game 1, or if he has a harder time here, sorry, of Game 2, or if he has a harder time in Game number 3. These Reapers are making their way across the map. I don't look forward to it. I have to drive around. Oh. Not like this. As Reapers, they dip into the main base. Things are in position. And the Reaper's going to be able to threaten the mineral line. Dark, once again, trying to sneak out that third. Is going to get it on the way. Now, Hard Lead is a short rush, has a very short rush distance of high ground. I think the shortest in the entire map pool, if I'm not mistaken. So a very aggressive map here for the ace match, which means I would not be surprised if Dark were to throw down a Roach Horn. Obviously not this early on, we have link speed and no gas mining, but getting into the mid game, Roach play and Roach aggression would not be off the table here for Dark. Just to make use of the map, make use of the terrain. Meanwhile, the Reapers, they ignore the third base this time. They're going to be threatening the main, which means Dark will get away with his third. Behind this, Cure getting into his add-on transition. This time the add-ons are on his own side of the wall, so they're going to be safe. They're not going to be cancelled. And Cure is getting into his third CC. So a very economic 3CC 2-on-1 from Cure, just like last game. Remember, last game this was delayed, and Dark was maybe too greedy as he catches the Reapers. Catches 2. Big pickoffs. But yeah, this 2-on-1 was delayed last game. This game should be able to hit a crisp timing. Should be okay. So we are going to be settling into this. Joining up our bases. Queens in production. Even getting ready to knock down these rocks. I mentioned before that aggression and all-ins are favored here on Hard Lead. Okay, my mind is still on Roaches here for Dark, but we'll see. Now, it's going to be 3CC 2-on-1 into Banshee production. Interesting variation. So, I like this from Cure. Beyond is very fond of this. Maru is very fond of this. I don't see this too often out of Cure, but essentially, these Banshees, they can wreak havoc. Dark, he should be getting ready for a bio drop, a bio push, right? Just like last game, we should be getting ready for medevacs. Instead, we don't see a reactor on the starport. We see a tech lab. We're going into Banshees to sneak out and get some damage done, and to catch Dark off guard. This could be devastating, just because Dark has no spores, because he has no reason for spores, because there should be medevacs, not Banshees. So we'll see if he's ready for it. Meanwhile, behind this, Bailey Nest, double Evo chamber. Looks like Lingbane. Looks like we are not going into roaches. Just Lingbane here from Dark. Nothing too out of the norm. Nothing too crazy. As this should be 1-1 upgrades. Very similar to the previous game. Let's say he'll go Lingbane Hydra again, but it's on the table. It is a possibility. As his first Banshee is moving out across the map in between the bases, and there's no detection. Oh wait, no, sorry, there is a spore on the left hand side, ready for Liberators. No spore at the natural though. Yeah, we can go to town. Here comes the Overseer. The surround, the queen. Oh my god, Dark. That was beautiful. The queen surround, aesthetically pleasing as we shut down that Banshee. Be droning up from here, taking additional bases. And here comes that stim timing from Cure. Again, this time many more Marines than in game number 2. We should be ready for it though. Yeah, we got Bailings, Lings, Queens as well. Dark, he does see this army with the Changeling actually. He knows. He's aware. As we're even going to be reinforcing with the tank. You're going to be pushing it forward. Good tank positioning as well. But here comes Ling Bane. The Bailings. Ooh, they do crash in. Decent connections. Tank goes down, but we still have so many more Marines. We can keep pushing. Oh, where are the Queens? Where are the Queens? Where are the Lings? Yeah, the Marines are getting out of control. They're getting out of control. They get on top of the hatchery. Hatchery is going to be going down. Oh, do we get it? Do we get the base? So far, good target firing. We don't get the hatchery, but we trade well nonetheless. Drop does get out. And Cure is forced back. But he still does have some momentum going his way. Tank has arrived. Can he get onto these Bailings once again? Ooh, we even have some borrowed Bailings on the left-hand side. Bold move here from Dark. He's driven to 80, but this hatchery is going to fall. Hatchery goes down. Cure, he could rotate around towards some of these fringe bases, but no, he keeps pushing. And he's going to get surrounded. Much better engagement this time out of Dark. Again, these borrowed Bailings, are they going to come into play? Uh-oh. I am concerned. Dark is going to be rotating around, getting ready for a drop on the right-hand side. The bio push keeps on coming. He has less on Lingbane. Forces us back. Doing what it can as well. This is still anyone's game here. Dark still sub 80 workers, just now getting his 4th base back up and running, working on his 5th. Good tank positioning once again here from Cure. Oh my god. Able to cover the ramp. The Fungals! Massive Fungal, the Bio Army. Big chain Fungal as well. We clean up the Marines. Ay, ay, ay. At the same time, here comes a big counterattack. We do have an army in position. No Bailings out of Dark, so Curie is able to defend. But Dark should be able to shut down these tanks. The mines! Ooh. Nice last second split. Both tanks go down. drop in the main base, gets deflected. This time Dark is keeping up. He shuts down every single attack. He may have lost the base earlier, but he kept his workers alive. Now back up to 82. Hive has done Adrenal on the way. Ultra Cavern with Kindness plating as well. We're getting there. Show me the Fungals. No Bailings. Oh, no, sorry. There wasn't. I didn't see the Bailing myself, but we do have a big connection. Dark all over these pushes. Doesn't have enough energy for another Fungal, though. He has to bide his time. Mine shots are going to be going up. Big mine shots even. At the same time, Dark, he goes for a big counter attack. This time, Kira's out of position. Big mine. Oh, the Bailing shots. The Bailings. They take down the mineral line. Looks like Kira, he will hold. At the same time, goes for his own push, but he gets deflected. And Dark is running away with this. The supplies may look similar, but Dark, he still has a much better economy. He can remax, even catch some medevacs. And Cure is still recovering. Still getting there. Here come the Marines pushing on forward. Likewise, Dark waiting for him on top of the ramp, this time with Fungals. Still has those 3 Infestors alive the entire game. And if Cure ever overextends, Dark is there to stop him. Speaking of, Bailings are finishing up. Oh, we have Ultras in the mix now. We do have a Widowmine in position, but Dark is just getting ready to collapse on both these locations. Mine shot goes off. Ultras come in. Decent mine shot here on the Lings. But the SCVs go down once again. An entire mineral line, 17 workers. It's just a battle of attrition here. How long can Cure sustain himself? He still has a lot. I mean, again, he just has to rebuild all those SCVs. We have a couple of token swarm hosts on the way. Just to be a part of the fight. Rockster being knocked down. Sensor tower as well. We're looking for a Fungal. He wants it. The mine shots! Ooh, big mine shots from the Lings. A bit of a better drag there from Dark this time. At the same time, we do have a big Ling Bane counterattack. We get into the middle line, 11 SCVs go down. The Fungals! Oh my god. Once again, big connections on the army. Dark, he backs up, he remaxes. 15 more workers went down. Cure, he has a comparable army supply. Oh. Cure, he does have a comparable army. But here come the Fungals! Oh, once again, massive connections. And Cure is getting cleaned up. Another massive Fungal here on the army as it tries to retreat and everything gets blanketed, everything gets covered. Dark, he's just locking him down and there's just nothing left here back at home. We have a couple of reinforcements. Good mine shots. We have seen some good mine shots this game, but just on their own, they are not enough. It's going to be a kill on the third base, not a lift. You can see Cure here desperately trying to trade well here using the lib. But it's just a numbers game, Bobby. We can't keep up. We can't hold on. There's one planetary left here. It's gonna go down. Another planetary towards the south. Cure on just under 3 base saturation. Quite under 3 base saturation. As it's down to 42 workers. And this is going to be his final stand. The Locust Waves. Are the Stormers still alive? They are. Ah, right where they are. Shout out to Dark, by the way. Preserving these ultras, keeping them alive, keeping them going. Living their dream. Living their best life. This is when we double down on Stormhost production. I mean, Dark is maxed. He could... Throwing away these ultras would probably be a good thing, but it's fine. Dark, he cares about all of his units, all shapes and sizes. They're all his boys. The infestors, they are shocking around. Oh. Here we go, we dive on in once again. Power bombs, fungal growth combo as well. And with the power of these ultras, there is no stopping Dark. We can maybe pick off some of the ultras with the marauders. The hopium, the cobium here for Cure is real. Wants to keep the dream alive, wants to keep his stream going. But the reinforcements are strictly on in, like there's no way to deal with this. Once again, we get into the mineral line. We're down to 35 SCVs. We're going to be down to even less. GG gets called. It's just too much. And Dark will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played, Dark. He will take it in the end, will advance on to the grand finals. My condolences to Cure. He did well, making it here to the ace match and forcing game 3. But here, game 3 was very similar to game number 1, where things were back and forth for a while, don't get me wrong. But because Dark didn't go into Hydras this time, he had the gas to go into Infestors. And mates, those Infestors, they were so value. The amount of fungals that we saw, the amount of drops and pushes that were completely shut down. Again, the downside is you lack anti-air, but Dark, he was confident enough in his play to keep up with Lingbane Infestor for a long time, eventually getting into Ultras. And of course, preserving and keeping those Infestors alive. Really well done. Really solid play here, just shutting down the drops and as a result getting ahead, giving himself the breathing room he needed to actually get some economic damage done as well. Solid stuff. GG. And with that, we have the grand finals ready for us. I was not expecting this, but we have our score. It is going to be another ZVT, as we have a Terran confirmed for the finals, of course. It is going to be Dark versus Gumiho. And that Gumiho versus Beyond could have gone either way, that's fine. But I just wasn't expecting Gumiho to 2-0. Beyond was 2-0'd in the upper semis. Gumiho looking strong, looking powerful. Gonna be going up against Dark next. Just setting things up for it. Getting ready for the grand finals. Again, it all comes down to this. All comes down to Dark versus Gumiho. Predictions will soon be open. We will be getting ready for that. And yeah, this will be our final series of the morning. After this, of course, we are going to be getting into a GSL replay cast. That's going to be later on in the evening. For now, we are getting things set up. GG, well played. From here, I'm going to be going on a short break. The players are conducting their vetoes. I need to take a moment to stretch and to properly prepare my brain and wake up for the finals. So we'll see you soon. We'll see you guys momentarily here for that final series. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals, the grand finale, papi, of ESL Open Cup Americas number 203. It all ends here. We missed out on the upper semis, but Gumiho did take down Beyond 2-0. And as a result, we have a TVZ grand finals. And here we go in the bottom right hand corner of side Delta. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg representing CranKy Z Gaming. My keyboard just unplugged. Representing CranKy Z Gaming, it is Dark. And he's being proxy raxed. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Cloud9, his new team, going for a proxy 3 rax, as that is a third SCV on the way. It is Gumiho. The 3 racks is upon us. Gumiho going to be hiding that 3rd racks over on the left hand side. Dark will see this coming ahead of time. He pulls some of the boys as well, believing, of course, that he can shut this down. And we'll see if he can, as we are going to be getting on top of these SCVs. A 3rd SCV has revealed itself. Oh, going to be helping out in that DPS. Interesting that because the 3rd SCV is being used to DPS, we actually don't have a 3rd rax. It's still going to be only 2. Additional bunkers are going to be on the way or available, as well as the raxes. They do finish. Raxes do finish. 1 SCV goes down. We trade 1 for 1. The drone falls, and Darky doubles down. He pulls even more boys here. Can he deal with these Marines? It's going to come down to the control. Oh, we get a surround. 1 Marine does fall. We're camping the production. This is such a risky maneuver here from Dark. The final SCV goes down. No more bunkers. From here, we can back off. But can we really? Oh, another drone falls. Up. The starter stepping. Oh, God. Does get chased down in the end. Another Marine falls behind this Dark. He's trying to re-drone as desperately as he can. We're down to 1 Marine left. No SCVs, which means no bunkers. And Dark is in a better position. He has a higher worker count. He's got Queens on the way, Lings as well. Did sustain some damage. Looking at the units last time, it was 3 drones for 3 SCVs and 3 Marines. Really good trade, actually. And you can see Gumi here. He wants that Overlord. The Overlord is nowhere to be found as it's zooming across the map. Gumi here transitioning. And a little bit sad to see no Overlord to kill. He's going for the next pillar. We're finding it. Somehow, someway, we'll find the Overlord. Things have arrived. 1 Reaper does pop out. And Dark, again, he's going to be able to stabilize back at home. It was such a risky, such a bold move to go right for the proxy 2 racks. But he was able to shut it down. I was concerned he was going to take too many drone losses, but no, he was able to, again, control well enough, save his units. And now we are getting across the map. This Overlord will finally be hunted down, though. Supply blocking Dark. And behind this, oh, it's going to be Mech. That is 2 factories on the way. 2 factories here as... Yeah, Gumiho out. Okay. With this, he should be getting into Hellion production, potentially Cyclones. With 2 Raxes, I'm still not entirely sure if this is going to be mech, or if we go for like a hybrid style of initially Hellions and then into more Marines. I'm curious. It's Gumiho. He's very unpredictable, so both options are on the table, and there it is. We have the reactor. Have the reactor on the way on that factory. Behind this, Dark still just droning heavily. He has an Overlord in position. He did see one of those factories being built. Didn't see the second. But again, Dark should be feeling pretty confident. He's up to 40 workers at this point. Really solid worker counts. Really solid economy. And there it is, Cyclones are in production. This is what I thought. So it is like double factory. Yes, we're getting into mass Cyclones with double reactor. But we have a tech lab on the way and add-ons on the way for these Raxes. So we should be working towards STEM. This should be bio in the end. So we're going to be revealing mass like mech, like Cyclone Hellion, but this is just for map control. This is just initially for map presence, and then we're transitioning into bio. So like an actual like hybrid style. Meanwhile, back at home, Dark getting into roaches. Hasn't quite seen the production yet, not fully aware of what is going on. Excuse me, who is sharking around, does reveal his Cyclones, does reveal his Hellions. Hoping for Dark to overreact. I mean, I say overreact. We are still making a lot of Cyclones, don't get me wrong. And Dark, he can make use of Roach Ravager even against bio-based compositions. And with that, here comes Gumiho again, hoping to try to vie for map control, clean up as much of this creep as he can. Tumors are going down. And we're going to be able to get on top of at least one of those queens. They'll take a lot of damage. Additional Cyclones, Marines are revealing themselves. Stim is not done, by the way, but Gumiho is coming out with everything he has. Oh my god, does catch a queen! Does catch two. Big pickoffs here. Tenshus keeps alive a little bit longer, but the queen goes down. Roche is pushing on forward and trying to get on top of those Cyclones. Good kiting, but two Cyclones go down. With these reinforcements, Dark will force this back. His supply block, though. The supply block is huge. 6 more roaches on the way. Oof. Oh, the roach does get forced back. 8 overlords in production. Ay, ay, ay. Dark trying to set up a surround. Coming in from behind. And making use of that creep. Takes down additional Cyclones. Big pickoffs. Overseer on the way. Makes sense. Like, Dark, he needs to recognize, like, are we really doubling down on Marine production? Are we going into mech? What's going on? Yeah, he should see, that third Rax on the way. Still making Cyclones. It's like mass Cyclone Marine. It's so weird. I think what's really odd about this composition, and what's really catching me off guard, is the lack of starport. Like, still no starport, by the way. Like a 3-2 setup, no starport, which means there's no longevity to these Marines. We're sacrificing drop play. We're sacrificing the ability to stim multiple times in favor of more Cyclones. Finally, the starport is on the way, but yeah, just a very aggressive style here from Gumiho. Very aggressive, a lot of DPS. But is paper thin. So here we go, we dive on top of the army here. The Roach Ravager army just barreling on through. We're going to be able to kite, but GG gets called. Dark, he just has far too much, not allowing Gumiho to really get into his game. And Dark will take game number 1. GG. Again, a big reason for that was just the opener. Remember, at the start of the game, we had, after the defense, Dark had 40 drones and Gumiho had 27 workers. Like, Dark, he was just in a really comfortable position. Just like game number 2 of Dark versus Cure, it goes to show that these economic leads really early on, they snowball out of control. Like, they really get out of hand really quickly. Just because of how impactful these economic leads are that early on. So GG, well played. Dark will take a lead, but a lot of that was because of the failed proxy and the failed aggression from Gumiho. And with that, we're getting into game 2. We're getting to that second game. I imagine that Gumiho is going to be calming things down at least a little bit. I do hope so. And there's a lot on the table, especially on a map like this. Up next, Equilibrium. Equilibrium is going to be coming up next, and yeah, again, this can kind of go either way. I mean, I say that, this is typically considered to be a Zerg favored map. The vetoes are done a little bit differently. I should speak about this actually. So specifically for the finals of ESL Open Cups, instead of your typical pick ban process, it's ban, then pick, then ban, then pick. here in the finals. This is why we had a delayed start to the finals. The players were just sorting out how the vetoes were going to work. Because of that, you can get away with some of these more typically vetoed maps. Because for those who don't know, usually it's veto everything first and then pick everything after. But because we're alternating, it allows something like this to slip through. And here we go in the top left-hand corner of Equilibrium. We have the South Korean Zerg player leading the series 1-0. But it's a best of 5. Plenty of games ahead of us. Representing CranKy Gaming, it is Dark. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran representing Cloud9. Sending out multiple SCVs once again, going for another proxy 2-racks. It is Gumiho. Setting out a third SCV. What? It's the same build. It's the same opener. The same opener here from Gumiho. Now, because this third SCV is so late, I imagine once again it's going to be used to protect, less so to throw down the third racks, but we'll see how this is all pieced together. Overlord is coming out, and Dark should see this. Yep. This is right in the path of the Overlord. We are committing this time to 3 Raxes. This time we're not going to have like that kind of SCV to help DPS and protect everything. And this is going to be confirmed. Dark, he does see everything. The boys are being pulled. Now, the difference is we have a wall. We have a full wall set up here, which means the drones, they have to go the long way around to deal with this. They can't. Ay, ay, ay. A disastrous start here for Dark. So many of these drones not really doing much of anything. These Raxes are finishing and Marines are on the way. And depending on where these drones are, we can spawn the Marines on one side or the other. Uh-oh. Yeah, the drones, they threaten, but they can't really do much else. They have to get out of here. They mine some gold minerals before coming back home, and Gumiho is getting this underway. There we go, lifts up one of his buildings, going to be able to get everything on the other side. And the all-in is underway. Now, 3 Raxes are very committed. We have a Spine Crawler in production, Lings and Queens on the way as well. Dark lost a lot of mining time early on. We'll see if he can hold. We'll see if he can survive. We have our first Spine Crawler in the main. We have the second Spine Crawler here at the natural. They're slowly finishing up. These bunkers likewise should finish as well, at least one of them. With the completion of these bunkers, like, how do we hold on to the natural? The help of the Spine. Spine Crawler getting in position. It's going to be a delicate dance here between the armies. Hoping to drag these Marines out towards the range of that Spine Crawler. You can see the Dark is trying to set up a surround as well. If he lures out this army far enough, he can come in from behind. Link speed not being researched, no gases whatsoever. Oh God, we try to dive in. A lot of Links are going down. Good target firing on that Spine. We collapse on this position. Second Spine Crawler coming in. Good target firing. Blood transfuse. We keep the Spine alive. Marines are going down, but we have enough SCVs here to repair. That Spine just barely outrange. We are forced to salvage. And Dark, he's holding. He holds onto his natural. I'm impressed. Behind this, Gumiho getting a CC on location. Trying to get out of this, but you can see that, oh my God, Gumiho has been able to make SCVs pump out workers behind this as well. Up to 25. Like, this defense from Dark has been brutal. But he's holding. Like, he shouldn't die here. What's also important is that because Dark doesn't have any gases, like there's no counterattack. There's no way to threaten him. Oh, Queen goes down. But yeah, with the lack of gases, no link speed, no lair, no roaches, Dark, he's stuck at home droning. And he's stuck contained to 2 bases. Can't really break free anytime soon. Gumiho, he's in a commanding position. Again, it was just a really rough start from Dark. And again, Dark, he may have survived, but he's not really living. Not yet. There's our transition factory on the way. Overlord does confirm the CC. As we dive into the main. Dark, he needs to figure out if we're rushing into like Banshees or anything like that. We ignore the spine crawlers. Once again, we dive on the queens, and up, we don't get one of them. Oh, we do. We get the queen. We're going to get another queen as well. I'm afraid to look at the trades here. It's been 26 Marines, soon to be 28 Marines. Do we get a drone? Up. Up. Oh, we get one. 28 Marines for 32 Lings, 3 Queens, and a drone. But what is more important is the fact that, again, gases have been delayed, third base is delayed, droning has been delayed, Dark is catching back up, but again, Gumiho doing well for himself. Dark trying to double expand, going for the gold. But he's going to be shut down. Gumiho has already got his 2 bases, is muling heavily, Raxes are floating back home. And Dark gets zoned away from the gold. We're going to have to take the triangular third instead. So this is going to be an interesting one. Because the gases are so late, I'm curious if we skip Ling speed. The answer is no. Ling speed is still on the way. Dark double expanding to make up for how late his third is. Because there's no Ling speed, these Marines, they do well, they cancel. Oh my god, we cancel the 4th. Dark, he just needs to double expand. At least he's getting his 3rd back up and running. Getting back into droning. Behind this, Gumiho getting into double E grades. Double E base upgrades are on the way. Brain getting ahead of myself. We already have a 3rd CC done, soon to be landed on location. But we are going to be far ahead in those upgrades. There's 2 engineering bays. Drop of Hellions, drop of Cyclones are moving out. Dark ahead 9 drones, but he should be ahead in workers. I think that's ideally how this dynamic works. Gold base on the way. Here comes the drop towards the main. And it is going to be 1-1. It is going to be melee upgrades here from Dark. So getting into a Ling base composition. Now, we have seen Dark on Equilibrium before. Well, last night, was it Dark versus... It wasn't Dark versus Gumiho, it was Dark versus Beyond? No, Oliveira, that's it. Sorry, my apologies. We casted Dark versus Oliveira on Equilibrium, and it was a 30-minute game. We only got to cast half of it because we lagged out. But it was a 30-minute game on Equilibrium, and that's the power of this map, is that it is very easy to cut in half. So even though there are certain advantages and disadvantages for the players, as Dark is just now double expanding once again, trying desperately to get a 4th base up and running, as he's oversaturated. We have seen, again, this go all the way to the late game here to split map scenarios, you know, Broodlord Infestor versus Ghost Thor Tank Lib. We could be headed in that direction if Gumiho doesn't assert himself soon, and he should be, right? 1-1's finishing, 2-2 on the way. Stim is kind of catching up as well. Gumiho for now just focusing on his economy before pushing out. And when he does, oh boy, it's going to be quite a push. For now, we're just going to be harassing him with these Cyclones, shutting down these Lings. Gumiho should soon be working on his 4th CC. The fact that he isn't is concerning a little bit. So, a couple of things are happening. One, Darky's rushing into Hive. Darky's cutting corners, and I appreciate this. I think he has to. He's cutting corners. He's taking control of this gold base. He's catching up. This is another big reason why we can catch up as well. The gold is massive, but we don't see gases for Gumiho. I don't see a 4th CC. I don't see a 2nd factory. This is looking like an 8 racks 3 base all in. And as I say that, these are 8 raxes. Let's go. So Gumiho is looking to just snowball out of control, and we'll see if he can catch Dark in the midst of taking. So this is a 3 base all in out of Gumiho. Is going to be setting everything across the map again. No 4th, no gases, no 2nd factory, nothing leading into a longer game. Not yet. So Gumiho is committed. Triple drop in towards the main. setting up for that main push through the center. Queens are in position. Ultra Cavern on the way. Oh my god. We still only have 1-1, but we're getting Ultras. We're getting there. Oh, nice fungal. Up. Can we pick up? Oh, we do pick up just in time. That was almost disastrous. But this is what Dark has to rely on. Looking at the units tab, we only have 1 Infestor. We only had 1 fungal. And again, we're not slowing down. We're rallying everything across the map. It isn't all in out of Gumiho. Gumiho is up in supply. They're getting into one of those banelings. A couple of Marines do go down. Good target firing here from Gumiho. Splits as well. Some of the banelings are going to be spent here. Again, Gumiho just keeps the parade push going. If the game goes on long enough, Gumiho can pick up and lift his main and land that as support. But now trading with that army. No Widow Mines. We have an Infestor behind this. Lead main, we're collapsing on the army. We're pushing them forward, getting on top of one of those tanks. But oh god, there are just so many Marines. Okay, Darky's waiting for the fungal. Waiting for the opportune moments. We don't have the energy for it yet, but oh, we soon will. We do. The fungal does graze the army. But not enough. As Gumiho is gaining ground, pushing towards the gold. The Queens are coming in. The tank is unsieged. The tank is caught on siege. We have to pick up. We have to evacuate. Oh. Every single tank goes down. Only Marines are left. And the tanks, they were the backbone of this army. Without the tanks, how do we keep pushing? We don't. Oh, the Immortal Ultra has arrived. The Transfuser too. Oh god, no! The Transfuse, not enough. But it looks like we have dealt enough damage. Dark cleans us up. GG gets called. And Dark will take game number 2, taking a lead in this series. GG. GG, well played. Bold of Gumiho to go for an 8 racks. The reason why I say this, we were mentioning it at the time, specifically this map Equilibrium, because of the gold base, like even if you have a rough start, because the Zergs can secure that gold quite easily, like you can recover thanks to the gold with the rich minerals and rich gas geyser. So again, even though Gumiho had a decent start, like because the game went on long enough, like it wasn't enough to really get him in a leading position. The 8 racks was scary, but likewise, I'm not too fond of 8 racksing on Equilibrium. I'm loving it on some of these smaller maps like Oceanborn or what am I thinking of? Hard Lead, that's it. Hard Lead, Golden Aura. Here, the rush distance by ground is a little bit longer. Dark, of course, the wherewithal to have those Infestors in position to shut down some of the army, and more importantly, to pick off those tanks. Like, the power of the 8 racks isn't just the Marines. Because you have such limited factory production, your tanks are so valuable. You need your tanks to stay alive, to keep the push going. And we saw a little bit of, I don't know if I want to say miscontrol, but Gumiho, he was caught off guard at times, did lose 1 or 2 tanks a little bit too carelessly, and with the death of those tanks, I mean, that's the anchor point of the army. Without them, the army crumbles. GG. GG, well played. We're now getting into game number 3. Here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 3 here. Potentially the final game of the series, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkione, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Dragon KZ Gaming. 1 game away from becoming this week's champion. It is Dark. Spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran representing Cloud9. It is Gumiho. We're doing it again. Every game! Every game of this series, Proxy Rax is out of Gumiho. Once again, 3 SCVs are being sent out. I'm assuming it's going to be a Proxy 3 Rax. And we'll see if he can pull this off. We'll see if Dark can get a read on what is going on. Yeah, the Overlord is actually poised to scout everything here to see both Raxes. SCV going to be coming in for a third Rax as well. And it all gets confirmed. It all gets scouted here by Dark. 3 Raxes. Now, as opposed to the previous game, remember, because of the positioning, because Gumiho was able to create a wall, create a seal, using the terrain to his advantage, the drones couldn't actually get on top of it. They couldn't get us around. They could not surround these Raxes. They could not shut down those SCVs. This time they can. And just like that, the SCVs are being surrounded, and it looks like one SCV is going to be going down on the left-hand side. We have 2 left. And can we break through this? It looks like a second Rax will finish, but only a second Rax. Second SCV goes down. 1 SCV survives, but only 2 Raxes finish, and that's going to be a kill on that third SCV. More boys are being pulled. Dark, he knows that he can camp the production here. Forces a cancel. And he is off the surround. No, he surrounds the Marine. Not like this. Another Marine does pop out on the right-hand side. It's going to be zoned away. We do get a kill, and another surround is coming in. Dark, he's lost 1 drone. Oh my god. He's lost 1 worker so far. He's coming in. He forces the lift. No shot. Dark. He shuts down the 3 Rax. Far, far better than game 1. Remember, game 1, he lost 3 drones. Here in game 3, 1 worker. 1 worker died. Shut down the 3rd Rax, forcing the transition. Oh my, that's double. Gumiho in a move of desperation, double expanding, natural and a 3rd base, 2 CCs at once. I mean, we got to do something. We got to do something crazy, and this is crazy. I mean, oh no, GG, the Link gets in. The Links arrive. There's nothing else back at home. No units, no wall. GG, Dark will take the series 3-0. Wow. Oh my god, Dark. Calm down, Poppy. Calm down. Let him play, Poppy. Let him play. Oh my god, again. Because we were double expanding on the low ground, there was no wall to wall off and to buy time. Typically, we would have a safety CC on the high ground, and you would wall off with depots and a factory at the ramp, so you could actually stop those Lings. But the Lings of Dark, they just waddled in. There was nothing. There was actually just nothing that could be done. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Dark, looking dominant here, specifically against the Proxy 3 Rax. And I think what I'm impressed by, I haven't really seen, you know what I have seen? I have seen Solar attempt this and die trying, like lose too many drones and just die to Proxy Raxes time and time again. But for Dark, to have the confidence to send out 3, no, not even 3 turns, to send out his workers initially to shut down those SCVs, to make sure that not all 3 bunkers fit, not all 3 Raxes finished, to pull extra boys behind that to camp the production. That's a very risky thing to do. Like, again, if the control was any worse from Dark, if he wasn't able to get surrounds on the Marines, if he wasn't able to shut them down, and if Gumiho was able to kite well, like, he could punish this. He could kill workers. He could snowball out of control, but Dark, the confidence, like that's what's impressive to me. Like the confidence to go for these kind of reactions and to shut down these proxies in such a dominant manner. GG, well played. Congratulations to Dark, as he is going to be this week's ESL Open Cup Asia champion for the ESL Open Cup Americas champion for the 203rd edition. And yeah, with that, we are gonna be done here tonight. We are gonna be done here this morning as we wrap up the finals and we get ready for our next broadcast. We have another cast in 5 hours. Yeah, 5 hours time. 5 hours time. Gonna give me enough time to get some breakfast. I'm starving. I need some breakfast. I need to just like have a shower. I need to like think about Dark for a little bit. I need and yeah, I need to get ready for what comes next. Well, as we do pay out those predictions. For those that are curious, let me just double check. I need to confirm whether we are live in 5 or 4 hours. I'm uncertain. 5 hours time. Okay, so in 5 hours we're going to be having a replay cast. We're going to be having a replay cast of GSL, of the GSL round of 8. Last week we casted Group A. This week we're casting Group B. We're not going to cover the semis and the finals just because you know, they're on YouTube and they're covered by Tasus and State. It's all good. But we will be covering the group stage of the round of 8. We already covered the round of 16. So yeah, that's what we're going to be casting. We're going to be casting more dark tonight, so look forward to it. That's going to be in 5 hours time. And yeah, we have just a stacked week of casting. On Wednesday we're going to be covering Kung Fu Cup. On Thursday we're going to be having a replay cast of ESL Asia. I did mention before that we didn't get to finish ESL Asia last night, which was a little bit bittersweet, so we should be finishing it on Thursday. Because we casted half of the tournament already, I may even cast some ESL Open Cup Europe replays. We're usually asleep and we don't get to cover Europe, but we may be able to squeeze in some Europe broadcasting here on Thursday as well. So look forward to it. Again, just some replay casts to catch up on what we've been missing. Another big thing to point out is that this weekend is Home Story Cup. Home Story Cup is going to be going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 days of StarCraft. And we're going to have a Duckling. We're going to have Dolan being a part of that. Dolan is going to be competing in Home Story Cup, so look forward to it. Again, this weekend is going to be pretty intense. There's Home Story Cup, there's KSL, there's, of course, Tenacious Turtle Tussle, the Hatchery Cup, and we have a show match on Sunday as well, so we're going to be busy. No WTL, just to clarify, from my understanding, round 11, where's round 10? Okay, so this week there is no World Team League. I'm just saying that now. I'm probably going to be repeating that over the course of the next couple of broadcasts, just to remind everyone. No World Team League this week because of Home Story Cup. You know, the SE Boy admins and organizers, I mean, they have players like Chinese, and I mean, players in general, they're going to be traveling and competing in Home Story Cup. Home Story Cup is going to be an offline event, so WTL are not going to be clashing with it. So we're going to be having a week off from WTL just to leave room and to make room for Home Story Cup. So yeah, everyone should be looking forward to that, looking to enjoy that. We'll be doing our best. Which means, for the first time in how long? I'm checking the calendar. When was the last time we had a day off? August? August? We had a couple of days off. We had the 15th off and the 3rd of August off. We had 2 days off in August. Ever since then, we've been casting every day. every day, Bobby, every day. So, for the first time in a long time, because there's no WTL this Friday, we get a day off. For the first time since August. Oh, let's go. Again, we're usually casting on a daily basis here. I mean, technically, I could do like an ESL Masters Winter replay cast on Thursday. I really wanted to. If I really wanted to, I could actually still cast something on Friday. Sorry if I said Thursday. On Friday, I could cast some ESL Masters replays, which I kind of want to do. But I would also appreciate a day off just so I can work. I have a lot of VODs to edit and a lot of VODs to schedule. But yeah, this Friday may be our first day off in a long time. Friday's gonna be the 1st of December. 1st of December since August. Let's go. Happy days. Even if we don't cast on Friday, I'm probably gonna stream. I'm probably gonna ladder stream on Friday just to, you know, get some games in and just to stay informed. But in general, tournaments are gonna be slowing down just because WTL is wrapping up. So December and January especially is gonna be a little bit lighter for us. Usually we take January off. Like, we should be putting Sparkling Tuna Cup and Grand Platypus Open and Tenacious Turtle Tussle. They're all going to be on hiatus for like a month. So we're going to have some more free days just so we can actually enjoy the holidays. December is still stacked, but for the rest of the month, for the rest of January, like we should be having some more free days and just so we can take a break and catch up and, you know, recuperate and recharge for the new year, for 2024. That's gonna be what's gonna be happening here on the CranKy Ducklings. So we're gonna be casting a little bit less. We're not gonna be taking too much. Like, we're still casting like KSL and ESL Asia and ESL Americas and probably ESL EU, and like there's still casting going on, but less than normal. So January is gonna be like half the cast that we normally do. Just a heads up. Unless we find something else to fill it in with, which we shouldn't, but yeah. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Massage and Marine, well, your animals, Papi. With that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. We're going to be heading off here for now. We're going to be back in 5 hours with some more StarCraft, so see you then. Otherwise, hope you all enjoy yourselves. If you want to support us, you can follow us here on Twitch. You can follow us on YouTube, !YouTube here in the chat. We're live on our YouTube channel as well. We're co-streaming or restreaming. So yeah, check us out. We upload on a daily basis, and that's probably what I'm going to be working on as well, trying to catch up on YouTube content. So yeah, consider supporting us, consider checking it out. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. We'll see you guys in 5 hours for some GSL replays. Till then, hasta luego. Bye. Hasta luego.